right, well, I think this is the Mason Crosby Show. Mason, can you hear me? You can hear me.
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Mason Crosby. Brandon Snyder's here as well. I have no idea how that worked. I have no idea if it's actually working. I have no idea if I did something wrong. But
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, I can hear you.
Brandon,
right.
Can you hear Mason?
Yeah, we're all good.
Oh, hold on. I got to turn your mic on. Brandon, can you hear Mason?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look good. Sounds good.
If anybody wants to text in 414-677-1250 and just confirm that you can hear Mason Crosby, that would be fantastic. I have no idea what's
Thank you. Appreciate you.
What's not. We'll see how this goes.
Hey, we roll in from the road trip, and it's coming to the station, and they set us up like we were trying to figure this thing out, but we roll, right? It's an away game. Sometimes things at away stadiums, just get a little wonky, and we just have to adapt and adjust. We're good though.
Get the phone right search on call.
So Mitch Nellis, Brandon Side, Mason Crosby with you. Mason live from the WNFL studios in Green Bay. Did you have to? I know you're tall, but the guy who sits there's like 6'8". Did you have to adjust anything or do anything different?
I mean, it feels like the camera is like pointing straight down from like where it normally is. Yes, I feel like I'm sitting on the floor right now, where I think Trevor normally like he'd kind of be about probably 6 inches taller than me. So
6 or 7 probably.
Yeah,
just can't get away from it.
Was it? Did you learn all that from your softball game last night? Did y'all end up playing your softball game last night?
We did play our softball game. We'll get more into that later this hour as well into your drive. What time? But I got to know, what time did you arrive to Green Bay?
Got here at 10:45.
That's not bad.
Yeah, left at 6 a.m. Yeah, so we stopped at Fair Oaks, which you've probably seen before. It's that big red barn with the cows and all that outside of Indianapolis, between Indy and Chicago.
Okay.
Stopped there, got there at about 9:30 last night. Something like that. Kids were awesome. It's always so funny, and our setup is so good with the van and everything, and the kids are just like, Dad, that was great. We had so much fun on the car ride. And I'm sitting there just like locked up, my back. I'm like, yeah, that was great. We had a great time. And they're all relaxed. They wanted to go swimming, hang out. I'm like, I just want to go lay down and fall asleep. And then we cruised out at 6 a.m. this morning. I do have to give my kids just props. Like they get up, they roll. I love those kids. They do such an awesome job. And they were so excited to get back to Wisconsin and be here in Green Bay. And I took them over to one of our good friends, someone who has literally helped and watched them since they were newborns. Yep. So we went right to her house, and they're over there playing and hanging out. So they're gonna be doing that. Molly and Charlotte fly in this evening or this afternoon after the show. So
all right,
getting my hair cut from my girl over here.
Let's get more into that later this hour. Because we have a time assigned to that, and we have to follow the rundown, Mason.
I'm sorry.
That's how rundowns. I don't spend.
Is that how rundowns work?
I don't spend hours and hours working on a rundown every day just so that you can. No, I'm just totally.
Well, you asked me a question, and I was just.
I know.
God,
I know, but I thought I referenced that. Like, we'll get more to this more later in the hour.
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? I was going to say something, but I don't want to get into too much trouble. So the Brewers have reportedly made a trade for Lance McCullers of the Houston Astros. And Lance McCullers stinks. Like straight out loud stinks.
This year
and last year, since he came back from injury. Lance McCullers has stunk. Straight out stunk. Lance McCullers at one time was really good. And we will talk about Lance McCullers specifically, but I think we also want to talk about the Brewers pitching machine is amazing with young guys. Like, it hasn't been amazing with Brandon Sproat, but we see the potential there. It's been amazing with Shane Drowan. It's been amazing with Kyle Harrison. Obviously, the Miz is amazing on his own, but it's also been amazing with the Miz. So with the young guys, it has clearly worked out. Some older guys that the Brewers have brought in over the last 3, 4, 5 years for inning eating or for whatever, it hasn't quite worked out the same way. Like they've been okay. I think of what Sean Manaea was he here? Some guys like that.
Dallas Keuchel.
Right, Dallas Keuchel, who is clearly at the end. Jose Quintana last year was fine. In fact, he was good at sometimes. Nestor Cortez, they didn't really give a chance, but they got rid of him pretty quickly after his injury. So Lance McCullers comes in, and Lance McCullers this year has an ERA over 6. He has been, again, not good. It's 6.86. You look at his career stats. Last year, he was 6.51 in 13 starts. Didn't pitch in 23 or 24. Had right arm issues, had all sorts of issues with his arm. It's all listed on his Wikipedia page. In 22, he only pitched in 8 games, but he went 4-2 with a 2.27 ERA. That followed up his best year ever. In 21, he was 13-5 with a 3.16 ERA. So Lance McCullers has it in him to be a decent pitcher.
They gave him a 5-year, $85 million deal.
Which,
I mean, they're paying him $17 million this year. So, decent money. Like
a lot of money. That's not decent money. That's Gary Trent's stupid money.
That's Gary Trent's stupid money. Yeah, sure. But there was expectations, and it's fallen off with injury, different things.
Yep.
Is this just the Brewers' way? Like, do they just see broken things and think that they can bring it in and fix them, especially in the pitching cycle? Like, I mean, it has to be, right?
Absolutely. 414-677-1250. And Mason, I'll throw it right back to you in that concept. Again, we've seen it work with younger pitchers. I don't know if it works as well with older pitchers, but is there the concept that, listen, this guy's 32. He's pitched in the playoffs before. Yeah. If they can figure out how to get him like even semi-right, he can be an innings eater, veteran starter on this staff that helps everyone out. What, as you see, and throughout your career, you saw veterans come and go, and sometimes they were brought in for spot starts or whatever that might be.
Yeah.
How does, bringing into such a young staff, especially with Woody out, what can it mean that, like, if they can at least, and not to get him to the top of the rotation, but just a guy who can go out there and throw 6 innings and keep you in games, how important would that be?
I think that would be huge. I mean, that's what you are trying to do with this type of trade, like getting a guy like this. It looks like the Astros are going to pay off a chunk of his salary, right?
Sure.
So, that seems like a good deal for the Brewers. And let me just ask you this question: if he comes in and with his starts in the remainder of the season with the Brewers is like a 3 type ERA guy, we're going to be juiced, right?
Yes.
Like, are you going to be pretty? You're going to be pretty happy.
Mason,
4 or under. 4 is good.
If he comes in with a 4 ERA
through the rest of the season with the Brewers, right? Like, I think we're going to be juiced, and he's going to probably slot in there, and that he might even be the 3rd or 4th guy, right? Like he's going to be a guy, and then like you said, he has playoff experience. So if he proves that he's healthy and he can get this thing rolling through the rest of this season, he might be one of the starters in the playoffs, like just because of his experience. If he proves that through the second half of the season, I would feel confident with a veteran, a guy like that, over a Sproat or a Gasser or somebody who is unproven in those situations. I would put a veteran like this out there every day of the week.
Yeah, I wonder, and you talked about, and we assume that Houston's going to pick up a big amount of that money. He is currently on minor league rehab after going on the injured list with a rotator cuff impingement. So I think the question again is like, does he even pitch for the Brewers? And if he doesn't, do they waive him and then Houston's just on the hook for all of it except for whatever cash the Brewers are sending Houston right now? Like is it this?
Well,
that's
extra total information I didn't look at.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's not even available right now. So let's just play the game that he comes back. He's in minor league rehab, and he gets back in August and has a good month. Like, I think that's great. Or like you said, like what would this not be the most Brewers thing ever if they just we're going to kick the tires on this. Houston's given us favorable deal. They're going to pay off a chunk of his thing. And then this guy never even actually plays.
Yeah. Right.
Then it's just a big nothing burger. And we're sitting here like holding our hands saying like, why did we even waste our breath on this guy?
Yeah. Or what happens if he comes in and he does? I mean, he pitches and he has a 4 ERA and he gobbles up 6 innings every 5th day. And when they get to the playoffs, whether he's in that starting rotation or more likely a bullpen arm or doesn't even make the roster, but is just a 32-year-old veteran who has pitched in the playoffs before, has pitched in a World Series before. He did give up 5 home runs in his World Series appearance, by the way. So that wasn't awesome. But he pitched 6 or 7 innings in a 1-0 18-inning playoffs game. You know, Mason, in the playoffs, they don't do that thing where the runner goes to second.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's still pure.
So it just keeps going.
It just keeps going.
Forever.
The Astros beat the Mariners 1-0 in 18 innings. And I believe McCullers started that game and pitched 7 shutout innings in that game. So he has playoffs experience.
Well, like we talk about this on the show all the time, like there in Green Bay, like you can't like make up that experience, right? Like you can't tell people, and like if you don't have the experiences, you can't try to share that with younger guys. Like somebody can't come in and say, well, I've never actually done this, but like here's what I've heard. It feels like he would be invaluable to some of these young guys, even if he's not pitching, if he's just on the roster, just letting them know how this process works, getting into those moments. I don't hate it. I mean, I think there's a lot of upside to it. So like, let's just see what happens.
Tommy in Bayview takes some umbrage, and I threw that up. It's on the Growth Law video stream. So if you're on YouTube or Twitter, McCullers, really, I'm glad to see the ownership is really pushing to try and win in the playoffs. McCullers, blank, blank, blank. Listen, and I think Tommy understands this, and I think we all understand this. Yes, if they go all in and they went and got Skubal or whatever that move is, there are moves they can make. But when you're building a roster for 162 games, there are hundreds or dozens of different moves you make. You call a guy up, you send him down. Does he have options left? Does he not have options left? What's going on with all the different levels of the minors? What's going on? You sign a free agent, he works out. You sign a free agent, he doesn't work out.
Right. I think we're getting in this mode, right, where any new signing, any trade, any move that the Brewers make is like, is this what they think is going to beat the Dodgers?
Is this in? Is this going to get them over the top?
I think you hit the nail on the head, is that like they just have to make moves. Like at times, like you're playing, you still have 65 games, right? Yeah. Like you have to make some moves to make sure that this roster makes sense just to get through this season. Like the big splash move, like we can be excited, but we talked about that last week, does that guarantee you a World Series? Skubal on this team, does that guarantee, like, If you go and get Skubal and you don't win the World Series, then everyone's going to be you're going to be really mad at what you gave up for him. So like, let's not just say like adding one piece or adding this thing is going to win this World Series. You got to play the games. You got to do this. I think building a great roster that can get through the regular season and then just be hot going into the playoffs, that should be the ultimate goal, because that is how you go and win championships.
Brandon Snide with us as well. Brandon, you saw this news come across, and I'm always going to be in that group of like, I'm not going to overreact. I'm just going to react when moves like this happen, knowing that it's a 162 game season. What was your initial reaction to Lance McCullers being added? And by all reports, the move is going to be made to the Brewers.
Anytime Matt Arnold is in the market, Mason and Mitch, for a pitcher, you usually just kind of blindly trust what he has done so far. I remember the outcry when when the Brewers gave up a top 15 prospect. I forgot the guy's name. That's how great he was or is for Quinn Priester. And Quinn Priester last year, at one point, you guys won 19 consecutive games in which he either started or made an appearance in. So like, I completely trust Matt Arnold and the Milwaukee Brewers.
Ferry Rodriguez.
There you go. So does it mean that McCullers is going to come in here and be a Cy Young, or Colton Gordon's going to come in here and be the guy that who knows? But you just have to, at this point, trust the organization. Now, for those that are concerned with McCullers' numbers, as Mitch, you pointed out, and rightfully so, he has made 3 rehab assignments and has a 2.45 ERA over those last 3 rehab assignments. So that is at least positive development for him. And
sounds like he's ready to get a major league start and see what he can do.
And you talk about playoff experience. How about the next step, you guys, for this Brewers golden era of baseball. The next step in their evolution is the World Series. This guy pitched in the biggest games in the franchise's history for the Houston Astros and was a monumental piece in them winning that World Series. So it's a guy that's been there, done that. They don't have that. William Contreras, I think, is the only guy on the roster with World Series experience. I could be mistaken with that. But
is this new and is this breaking news that there's another pitcher coming with McCullers? Did y'all see that?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, the Colton Gordon.
I'm seeing Colton Gordon.
Colton Gordon. All right, so what's his deal? Do we know?
He's a lefty.
Right. So to me, is he
I don't know anything about it.
All right. I'll do some research on him as well.
He's pitched in 4 games. His ERA in Major League Baseball, not great, 11.5, but his ERA in AAA is 3.69.
Okay.
And
so this is one of those guys that the Brewers are like, all right, we see it. We can get you where you want to go.
Right. Here's a 27-year-old who pitched in 20 games last year, has pitched in 4 games this year, like Brandon said, and is the type of pitcher that this is the guy that Chris Hook gets his hooks into and like changes his arm slot, and all of a sudden he's a shutdown lefty reliever.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe not. Like that's I understand that's going a little bit obvious. He did pitch,
but do we not trust them? Like, see what they did with Kyle Harrison,
right?
Like Harrison was like a cast off. Like Red Sox were happy to get rid of him,
which is crazy.
And then they changed his arm slot just a little bit, and then we're like, well, Kyle Harrison is the second starting pitcher on this Brewers team. So, if anything I trust, it's that the Brewers pitching staff is going to get guys that come into that bullpen. They're going to get them right.
414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. Your thoughts? Who is your starting 5 now for the Milwaukee Brewers today? Today, who is your starting 5? And we'll see, knowing that July 15th is not August 15th, is not September 15th, is not October 3rd, right? So your starting 5 becomes your starting 4 in the playoffs. Your best pitchers are who you're pitching at that time in the playoffs, hopefully, unless Trashby's an opener. And hopefully he's not.
Stop.
All right. Ashby's got I know he leads Major League Baseball and wins. Just don't pitch him with a lead. But
so who's your starting 5?
So obviously Miz is 1.
Okay.
Harrison's on the injured list. Is Harrison on? Do we put him 2, or is Logan Henderson 2? Because
are we saying right now?
Right now, Harrison's on the injured list.
Yeah. So
now it's Miz. It's Henderson.
Yeah.
It's Drowan.
You're gonna put Drowan.
I'm gonna put Drowan over Sprout.
Yeah.
And then I'll put McCullers in as the 5 over Gasser for now, knowing that a month from now, McCullers might not even be on this team.
But you said he's not even available either, so he's not.
But he pitched 3. He's pitched 3 rehab starts, so he's probably
he
about
might be
ready.
Coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's probably about ready.
And you could have Gasser and Sprout if you wanted out of the bullpen if you need them.
Yeah. I've said it. I love the idea of Brandon Sprout out of the bullpen. I don't necessarily want Harrison, Gasser, and Drowan, 3 lefties all starting, because you're going to need a lefty in the bullpen, and Drowan's been really good out of the bullpen also. But the concept of Brandon Sprout not having to plan a 5 or 6 inning game, but to plan 1 or 2 innings and using and just going after guys at 99, I like Sprout in the bullpen, at least for this year. I think long-term he's a starter, but I wouldn't mind as they get further into August and into September if Sprout would be in the bullpen, if they have the arms for it. And of course, losing Woody changes that a little bit. They might need Sprout as a starter, but we'll see.
So in the playoffs, then it's Miz, Harrison,
Henderson,
and then you just see how McCullers does.
Whoever's hot.
Whoever's hot.
Whether it's McCullers, Drowan, Sprout, Gasser, or other. Like Matt Arnold's not done. There's 2 weeks. There's 16 days till the trade deadline.
Yeah. Like
who knows what other moves he makes, whether he goes all in and gets a big name or just gets another. I mean, listen, he could go get a starter who's got a 4.5 ERA, who's 29 years old, who knows how to pitch, who has playoff experience. I don't have anybody in mind, but that's the type of guy Matt Arnold could go get. And if that pitcher gets hot at the end of September, Like, listen, Jeff Suppan was terrible for the Brewers, but he got hot for the Cardinals. Like, that can happen.
Realistically, percent that they would do a Scooble-esque trade. I mean, are we at like less than 5% chance?
No, I think 10. I think 10%.
Okay. 10%.
I think in 10 multiverses, in one of them, we get
10 multiple.
Yep.
Okay. Because those top three guys, whenever you say if it's Miz, Harrison, Henderson, like it's obviously Scooble would jump in there in that 2 spot.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I mean, those are some riches at the starting pitching.
Right. That is a heavy 1-2, 1-2-3. They'd also have to pay a lot for it. 262 says on the talking text line, Colton Gordon is more desirable than McCullers. And listen, Gordon might be the sneaky guy that the Brewers said, oh, we'll take McCullers. We'll take some of his salary.
Yeah.
Oh, but why don't you throw in that Gordon guy? Meanwhile, they've been watching him the past 2 years and they think something's there. Like that wouldn't shock any of us, right?
And is he a bullpen, like a reliever? Like is he a starting pitcher?
He started 14 games last year. This year, he's only pitched in 4 games. He started 1. So he's probably a swing guy, but that doesn't mean that's how the Brewers see him. If
but
the
he's
Brewers
a lefty,
see him,
and he could be that guy that comes in and throws.
He's a big
I don't
dude
know.
too. 6'4".
So he's big, so he's going to throw some gas.
Yeah.
I love it.
Zach in Green Bay says, this deal brings back flashbacks of Shelby Miller and Jordan Montgomery. Trade for an already injured player and you never see them pitch for the team. If rumors I'm seeing are true, it's only cash going back to Houston, then mad whatever. Right. This is mad whatever. If he pitches, it's all gravy.
I like this. It's McCuller. Like, all right, we'll take McCullers and we'll offset some of his salary. Just give us Gordon.
Yeah.
Like, what if Gordon ends up being the guy? And it's like that this could be one of those sneaky, really good moves if he ends up being a good pitcher.
414-677-1250 is the talking text line if you want to chime in on this deal. You are listening to the Mason Crosby Show here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Brandon and I are in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Mason Crosby hanging out at WNFL in Green Bay proper, right? Like that's in Green Bay?
Bellevue.
I've been there. Is it Bellevue?
We're in Bellevue.
Okay.
Yeah.
You would
Nice
know better
dude.
than I've been there, but I don't know my hamlets of Green Bay. I know Alloway. I know De Pere and West De Pere. I know Ashwaubenon.
Well, I do it by golf courses, as you know. So this is Green Bay Country Club area, and I was over in Oneida Country Club. Was where I usually hung out.
Is there a little rivalry there?
There's a rivalry.
Something?
Oh yeah, crosstown rivalry is real. We did Ryder Cup Green Bay versus Green Bay Country Club versus Oneida. Yeah, and we do a multi-day event, home and away.
Who belonged to Green Bay? Like, were there any Packers who belonged to Green Bay who you disliked the most on the golf course? Not as teammates, of course.
See, you phrased it that way. I was going to, John Kuhn belongs over at Green Bay Country Club. So
we love, teammate of ours.
We love Johnny Boy, yeah.
But nice. That's perfect for the rivalry. And
exactly.
We got to get you and Kuhn on the golf course, a skins game where the rest of us all come and video everything.
I think so. Like a little content, like radio. Like we should do a radio, radio show, golf
live,
event.
Like headsets, remote headsets.
Oh, like the walking, like Bones and just walking with those big packs on.
Put it on the YouTube channel, and we can Twitch that out live. Man, the kids love Twitch these days.
Yeah, that's perfect. We just roll 9-2.
Yeah.
We just go roll through our shows.
That's a perfect.
All right, we're making it happen.
All right.
Yep.
He's Mason Crosby. He's Brandon Snide. I'm Mitch Nelson, a.k.a. Thunder. We are coming up with all the greatest ideas in the history of radio right here on the Mason Crosby Show.
Yes, sir.
Wait, what? if I'm allowed to talk about this, but Mason, you know me. I ask for apologies, not for permission, and I get in trouble every day. That's just what happens. The gentleman,
not from me. You're never in trouble.
No, not from you. No, not
Okay.
from you. From people who care about funny things and not real things.
Okay.
The gentleman who was sitting in that seat earlier today, Mason Crosby, made mention that he is going to Vegas in August to see the Backstreet Boys.
Oh,
which
nice.
I was then alerted by others because, of course, I was listening to the person standing where I'm standing and not sitting in your seat because that's who I listen to. But I was alerted to by others that the person who would have been sitting across from you, who used to sit across from me, then said, I thought I was done working with Mitch. Why are we still talking about the Backstreet Boys?
Nice.
So I feel like now I need to go to Vegas in August to go to the Backstreet Boys with the person who sits in the seat where you're sitting right now.
I think you should.
Does any of that make sense?
Just
Did you
be
follow
there.
that? Did
just
you
show up and be there. Yeah.
Did you follow the baseball under the cap as like the 5 hats just all went around in different places there?
I absolutely did. Yeah.
Nice.
Because yes, I know what you're saying, and I just think you buy a ticket and you show up. That's what you just that's what you need to do.
I may have to. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. Brandon Snyder is here. Mason Crosby in Green Bay or Bellevue. Not the hospital Bellevue though. Isn't Bellevue like the hospital for crazies? Like
I mean, I
in
could
New
be
York,
there
like,
too. I don't know.
That's
true. Who knows?
We were just talking about Lance McCullers and the Brewers. And remember, baseball coverage on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. We'll keep our eyes peeled for the exact details of this deal. But we did want to talk not necessarily about the World Cup game yesterday, although we'll give our 2 cents on that as well. But France with the loss, Spain with the win, an upset, but not a huge upset. And Mason, you said to me earlier today, you said, when the Packers host an NFC championship game and don't win, and it's disappointing because they come in, whether they're the favorites or not, when you play at home, like the hope is that you're going to the Super Bowl, you're so close to getting to that. Like what is that level of disappointment for France today? Is it, and thinking about some of those Packers teams, not to bring up bad memories for you, but not necessarily great memories, in that immediate aftermath, how bad is it? And how long does it take to kind of be like, all right, I'm ready to turn the page?
Man, I don't know if you ever fully turn the page on some of those, right? Like, because especially whenever you're in my seat now and you kind of look back and you're just like, man, like we had a few of those, like they were right in our grasp, right? Yeah. It's shoulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda type of moments. But yeah, like I texted you earlier, I felt like the France loss is like losing in the playoffs to a team at, let's say, NFC Championship, right? Where you are right there on the cusp. Both teams are really good. There's always an expectation of what team you think should win and who's picked to win, obviously. France, like betting odds was picked to win this game. They were picked to win the whole tournament. Yep. But we saw in that game yesterday, and I posed this question to you, Mitch, and to you, Brandon. I didn't text you earlier about it. Will the concept of defense wins championships ever not be a thing? Like, it is the tale as old as time. Like, Spain does not give up goals. They do not let people score on them. Yep. And if you look at that, like I thought France all around could be a team that should have gotten it done yesterday against a team like Spain. Yeah. But Spain just proved that solid defense, not allowing France to even get their guys going. Mbappe couldn't do much. Dembele didn't do much. Like their key guys on their attack could not get this thing going. And I look at our past teams, like where defense wins championships, like 2020 and 2021. Like we fell short in those games. Those are the ones I looked back at, and I'm like, this felt kind of like that, where we were the favorite. Everyone was picking us to go to and win the Super Bowl. Yep. Especially like in 21, there was no doubt. And then we score that opening drive against the Niners, and then just decided not to do anything the rest of the game. That was a disaster, right? Yes. And so, And then 2020, I mean, I look at that one, and I think we kind of, we maybe got a little messed around by some referee stuff, and like that was just a weird one. But again, those were expected wins that we fell short on, and I don't think you ever fully like move on and get over that. Like you're just like, yes, like we should have won those games. France is going to be okay, but they have to look like whenever you get beat by a team like that, my perspective is, how did that team beat you? I look at that other team and I say, like, how do we play more like that so that we're on the other side next time? Like, what recipe did they use to beat us? And then you try to combat that in your preparation for the next one.
So then what, and I guess in this case, you could look at, I agree that obviously, I mean, Spain shut out France, so their defense was stellar, but I don't think they didn't run a defensive game necessarily. Like they took it to France as well and put pressure on them. And so I'll throw that back to the football question was there strategy or some sort of technique or something that could have been implemented either before the game or as the game was going on that would have put the Packers in a better position? And granted, like you said, like, you could talk about refereeing, you could talk about weather, you could talk about, other situations over the years, and not necessarily those 2 games. I mean, I think about the Niners game where it was like negative 5,000 and you guys scored right away. And then we all thought the game was over because it was so cold. And then the 49ers out-toughed the Packers in Lambeau in a negative 4 million degree weather. Like what both like technique, strategy, but also what element does the mental strength play into that as well? Well,
mental strength is a part of it, but the key word that I'm hanging on there that you said is strength, right? Yep. And this is a classic Bill Belichick mindset, right? Is I am going to take away your best thing. If you're going to beat me, you're going to beat me with another version of yourself, right? And I think that's what Spain did against France yesterday. Is they said, we are going to take away like your biggest strengths. We're going to take away your outside attackers, Mbappe, Dembele, some of these guys. And we know that our midfield is better than your midfield, our center mids, and we are just going to suffocate you. And you're going to have to beat us through the middle if you want to have a chance to come and score on us. And France was not able to. And I believe that's how we lost some of those games. Like we didn't adjust well when some of these teams took away some of our strengths, right? Like that is how you go and win these big games is you realize that how you got there, some of your biggest strengths might be suffocated a little bit. How are you going to adjust and go and use some of your, not even weaknesses, but have an adjustment plan? And I think we got stuck in some of those games and it just got away from us and we weren't able to capitalize. And truly for me, that's, if I were coaching and whenever I've coached 8th grade football and like, middle school football, that's exactly how I coach. I'm just like, suffocate their strengths. Don't try to like take advantage of their weaknesses in a sense. I focus on the other team's strengths and how to dominate and take away those from them. And then we just plod along and do our thing. So, I look at those guys, like, I mean, to think that we lost that 2020 game against Tampa Bay, like, what you get 3 picks on Brady?
Yep.
Wasn't it 2 or 3 picks?
3 picks on Brady.
That game, I mean, it's like some of those things just don't even make sense.
Right.
Whenever you think about it. 2014, it just doesn't make sense.
Weird things had to happen, Mason, for that to go. All right. So then I want to take this conversation. I want to get more into the defense wins championships conversation a little bit later, but I want to jump into the legacy question right here because Mbappe doesn't even get a shot off yesterday. And we talk about Aaron Rodgers' legacy. Aaron Rodgers got to 1 Super Bowl in his career. He won 1 Super Bowl in his career. Now, Mbappe, if France is really good, but in this semifinal, he doesn't even get a shot off. How does playing on the biggest stage, the grandest stage, and not having the game you think you should have had, how does that affect legacy in your mind?
Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, are you asking the question without asking it of like, whenever I think of some of those games, like was it the defense's fault that we lost those games? Like,
Ooh.
I don't think so. Like, if we're going to go back to that, like, you think 2014, like, they couldn't score on us, right? We couldn't put the ball in the end zone, enough. 2020, like, it was tight. I mean, we lost 10-13 against the 49ers?
Yep, 13-10, yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, 13-10.
It's
yeah,
okay. It's all the same. You were just you have the Open Championship on your mind, so you were going
exactly.
golf.
I was thinking Open Championship.
It's all good.
But yeah, so like, and again, I would never say like, well, Aaron didn't play well, or Aaron wasn't prepared, or Aaron didn't do this. But I do think there is a mindset of these teams that came and played us took away some of our greatest strengths, right? And it's like, if you can negate Aaron, if you can negate take away Devontae Adams in one of those games, some of the strengths that we have on that offense, and make us try to get creative, get outside of ourselves, and do something that wasn't what we did to get there. And I look at coaching, I look at a lot of different places. A thing like Mbappe, from watching that game, I think he was pressing really hard, and I think that is a natural instinct. Whenever you get down, when you feel like you need to create something and do something, and so for me, I'm like, Mbappe's legacy is he can dominate whenever he is set up to be the guy, but can he set up and create for other people?
Oh, okay.
So like I think
Jamie
his
Tart.
legacy. Jamie Tart, yeah, Ted Lasso fans. That's how we can relate.
Exactly.
So I think for Mbappe, it's one of those where it's like he is unbelievable, but like in a game like that, he needed to be more for his team and less for like himself.
Trying to make something happen himself.
He tried to make something happen, and then it ends up. It's like the craziest thing. I say that to my kids all the time. It's like, and Molly and I talk about it. You try so hard and you have good intentions, but you lose sight of like what actually might help you be successful. And I think yesterday watching that game, that's how I'll remember that game was Mbappe and that French team they were trying to create and like do stuff individually and for themselves. And they stopped playing a brand of soccer that could actually break that Spain team down.
414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law talking text line, talking about legacy. Mbappe will get more chances. He's a young, amazing talent. France isn't going anywhere. But as we look back at Aaron Rodgers' career, I think as a fan, there can't help but be a little disappointment. And I think we've talked about this a million times, Mason. Like the Packers organization, whether they didn't go all in, or again, whether a weird injury happened, or weird weather happened, or overconfidence, or a missed coaching opportunity. Whatever it might be, something got in the way of the Packers being able to really become dynastic in a way that the Patriots and Tom Brady were able to achieve.
Well, think about 2019 through 2021. We got beat by a better team in 2019 when we went to San Francisco.
Yes.
Like we got outplayed, we got outmatched.
Yep.
20 and 21, we beat ourselves. We lost those games. We can say it. We can look at it like we were the better team and we lost those. Like we threw those games away.
Yep.
We did not play as well as a team, as players. 21, I had a field goal blocked before half. We had a punt blocked, everything that happened. So we all can look back. Aaron would look back and say
sure.
Yes, players, we should have done more. We had the better teams. So that's how I look at it across the whole board. 2014, we should have won that game.
Yep.
We let that slip away. You can't blame not going all in, not having the right players. Should we have signed someone else? We had the teams to get it done. We laid an egg and we lost those games.
Right.
We can be real about it. That's what it was. And it's disappointing. It's all that. Am I so thrilled that I have one? Heck yeah. But I wanted more. We all wanted more. And again, I don't know. If you hold on too tight sometimes, that stuff squeezes through your hands and you end up not actually having anything after,
That's a good point.
after it's all said and done. So those are things I'm always going to look back at and be like, gosh, 3 or 4. I mean, it could have been that easily, and we let some of those slip away.
He's Mason Crosby. Brandon Snyder is here. My name is Mitch Deltz, aka Thunder. We are the Mason Crosby Show. Plenty more to get to on this. What do you talk about on the day after the All-Star game when nothing's going on? Nothing's going on. Everything's going on. We get to talk about sports on the radio. Let's go.
I'm sad now, though.
Oh, don't be sad.
Just reliving all that.
Well, there's a guy in the building who can give you a hug.
Okay. Yeah.
This is
everywhere.
This is the Mason Crosby Show.
A Super Bowl champ.
I didn't hit the wrong button. I don't know what you're talking about. My camera's all off. There we go. I really do. It's a, you know, this is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder, Brandon Snide. Mason Crosby's here. Of course, I didn't leave us quite enough time to really dive into Mason's car ride from heaven. You made it, though. Like, was there ever any point you were thinking about driving through?
I did. I wasn't all that tired last night,
Okay.
so I considered it. But yeah, it was smart to stop. It's nice getting a good night's sleep and not just like stressing through the night. And then kids were excited to get up. Nolan actually is going to hang out with some buddies that he's known forever here in Green Bay.
He's about to go feral through the streets of Green Bay,
which is crazy that like they're driving now, so someone's going to pick him up and like go.
How do you feel about that?
It's wild, but. They're going to go play some soccer. So it's some guys that he played at Wisconsin United here in Green Bay, and they're going to go just do a little pickup game.
How great is that?
Yeah, it's so awesome. Yeah.
Brandon,
I can't wait.
Brandon, any big games in the neighborhood last night?
No, nothing.
Soccer?
It's a little too warm.
Yeah.
We were in the pool last night, so.
We got to the
hot up here.
We got to the softball field, Mason, yesterday. It was fully in the shade. Like the girls literally started cheering because like the field across was like in the full sunlight and we were full in the shade. It was perfect. We ended up getting 9. We didn't win, but we had a good time. Little Rumble, unassisted double play at first base last night.
Heck yeah.
Yep, she snagged it and ran right to first, and the rest is history. So have fun at camp. Yep.
Yeah, are you going to play shortstop on Sunday? Is that your...
That's my plan.
All right.
We'll talk more about that. It's the Mason Crosby Show.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
This is the Mason Crosby Show, hour number 2, which means high noon all throughout parts of Mexico that we really don't go to. Is that fair?
Is that the part?
I think those are the parts. There's probably some parts in the central time zone or the mountain time zone in Mexico that we go to. But I feel like that's like a lot of the mountain ranges and stuff like that.
Yeah, if it's not coastal, I'm not going too often.
Have you ever been to Zihuatanejo?
I have not.
Oh, so that of course was made famous at the end of Shawshank Redemption because that of course is where Andy Dufresne went to. But a friend of mine got married there at a destination wedding there years ago, and it was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going there next week. Not to that same.
Wait,
resort.
you're going where?
Mexico.
What?
Yeah.
What part?
I did not sign off on this.
No, but Sparky did. So that's what matters.
Just kidding, Spark. So where are you going?
We are going just outside of Cancun, Playa del Carmen,
Yeah.
to a resort. My wife and I got married 4 years ago. We never went on a honeymoon, so we're treating this as like a sort of a honeymoon. It's like the one period of our schedule that's not crazy. We're in the in between period with volleyball. Football hasn't yet started or won't have yet started, so this is kind of like the only time we can go. And I know everybody will come, will say it's not the best time to go to Mexico. We get it, but it's like our only time we can go based on the schedule.
Yeah, who cares? I mean, the weather cooperates, and
I think it's fine.
If not, you're just laying around. Just
and tequila, you can drink
stuff.
tequila at any time of the year. So
That's true. Tequila's always.
You can also drink tequila anywhere.
True, but
it's better in Mexico.
Thank you, Mason.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What about the water?
Corona's better in Mexico.
Yep.
Like everything's better in Mexico.
that is true. Mason, is Messi going to score a goal today?
I think he is.
Yeah. If
I see this, England
2-1
2-1 is my prediction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So no shutout like we saw yesterday. What if this is going to be me being soccer ignorant? Is there? I mean, England and Argentina, and this Final Four obviously is the 4 heavyweights of the teams that are in it. But is there any thought process if you're an underdog can you really muck the game up and get it to 0-0 and like figure out a way to get it 0-0 to shoot out? Or is that messing with the game too much?
No, I mean, definitely a way that this game could be kind of that type of game for most of it. I feel like that's how both of these teams have kind of gotten through the tournament at times. Is just there's just no rhythm, no flow the whole game, and then they find a way late to get the goal that wins. So this could be a 1-1 type of game for a long time, and then I mean, honestly, a little bit of a toss up. I just think England is going to find a way to win this one. I see them having just a little more all around firepower.
Yep.
And their size. I think Argentina's back line is a little smaller. And I just think Kane and in Bellingham, some of the big attacking players on England will eventually wear them down. And I think they'll kind of dominate on some set pieces as well.
All right. Well, this kind of leads us into something we touched on in the first hour, but I know we wanted to get more into and dive a little bit deeper here in the second hour of the Mason Crosby Show. Remember, you're watching us on the Growth Law stream. That's on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. And you're also listening to us throughout the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Our studio is powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Yesterday, Spain's defense won, but Spain's offense also won. I don't know how much you put into the Major League Baseball All-Star team, but certainly the National League couldn't score. But even a bigger issue, you look at last year's NLCS, where the Milwaukee Brewers in 4 games scored 1 run apiece. So obviously the defense / pitching of the LA Dodgers was dominant in that series, in a series the Brewers could not hit their way out of a paper bag. For years, forever, Mason, for your entire life, you've been told defense wins championships. Pitching wins championships. And then in the early 2000s, the NFL especially, but also the NBA, also Major League Baseball, all kind of had this flip where there was an offensive resurgence. Rules were rewritten to favor wide receivers, to favor home runs, to favor scoring and not the arm tackling in basketball that we had seen throughout the 90s. Does defense still win championships, or is offense in a place where a great offense can take over and ride the wave to a championship? And I think this is a great question for everybody. 414-677-1250. We want to hear from you. What do you want the Brewers to go get a bat or to get an arm? With Micah Parsons out for 8 weeks, do you want to see the Packers go get another defensive player who's going to make a big difference? Or does a stud number one receiver or a better running back, because we don't know what's going on with Josh Jacobs, does that wet your whistle? What should the focus be right now in the world of sports? As does defense still win championships, Mace?
I mean, you look at the NFL last year, right? Like Seattle and Patriots, like those were dominant defensive teams, right? And they got into the Super Bowl.
Denver made a run.
Yeah, Denver was a prime example. So, I mean, I think, and this is a question that I always want. I'm like, who would you trust more? Like, do you trust, like, if a game, you're coming into a big championship type game and one team is the number one offensive team, one team's the number one defensive team, who are you putting your money on?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you going to say that offensive juggernaut can break down a number one defense, or is that defensive team going to find a way to shut that offense down? I still believe that number one defense is going to get the job done against the number one offense. 9 times out of 10.
Does it depend on, I mean, obviously it depends on personnel, but does it depend on, like, yes, you're the number one ranked defense versus the number one ranked offense, but there are different kinds of number one ranked offenses.
There are stats within that.
If one or two of those offensive players is really so transcendent that they are going to, on the soccer pitch, score a goal, or wide receivers going to get loose once or twice a game, and that's all that makes the difference. Can an individual overcome the overall number one ranking of a defense if that offensive player is that good?
See,
you've trouble with that one.
You'd like to think yes, but I do think that France-Spain game is a prime example. Like, it's right here in front of us, and it's you have to look. Mbappe and Dembele, two of the most prolific goal scorers in this World Cup, could not get it done against the Spain team.
Right.
And it's like a good defense can isolate and suffocate like a good offense player. Say a number one defense where it's like total defense, yards or whatever, but maybe their secondary is a little lax. Right. And then a number one offense has a great offensive line and 2 elite wide receivers,
Randy Moss and Chris Carter.
Yeah. Like I'd probably, that'd be a little more even for me. It's okay. Like, if you don't get pressure on the quarterback and those receivers can get loose, like they can probably, affect the game as an offense. But I think historically it's just defenses are going to win championships. Like, they are just going to take you to where you want to go, and they're going to keep you in more games. Like, and it's not just the final game.
Yeah.
Like, if you have it, I mean, we saw it last year with the Packers.
Yep.
When Micah Parsons went down, that defense faltered. That team,
they were not the same
ceased to exist. Yeah. Even when the offense was doing
right.
Well.
Even with those twice against the Bears, they had games that were won and did not win those games because they did not have the defense. But I would also, I guess I would push back a little bit there, and it's like, but could the offense have kept going? Like because even in the playoff game, up 21-3, they stumbled out of the half. And I think about teams like that, or I think about they're a basketball team that 1 through 5 offensively is great against a great defense. Not just 1 or 2 guys. Like, it's not a big 3, but if your 5 is really good. Or in baseball, like, let's say the Brewers had gotten Murakami to play third base instead of Joey Ortiz. Dude has 20 home runs for the White Sox right now. And I don't know if he can play third base. Don't jump on me for that. I know he's playing first base at DH for the White Sox, but he played third in Japan. But like, if they had gone out, not gotten Rengifo, but had gotten a 40 home run guy at third base, could that offense have overcome the Dodgers pitching? Because you have all these guys and you add a 40 home run bat to the Brewers. Like, could that be enough?
Well, let's just talk baseball real quick then.
Okay,
I mean, like what you said with Dodgers and Brewers last year, like I was so excited before that series. I'm just like, I don't see how like they're going to keep the Brewers from scoring runs, right? How they were going to just suffocate that their offensive firepower, and they did. Like baseball is a prime example, and we talk about all the time. Like you need the bats, obviously, to get the runs and do all of that, but like if you can have a dynamic pitcher that just keeps teams from scoring points, like all you need to do is get 1 run, 2 runs, and you're going to win the game. Like I think baseball defense wins championships there as well. Like a great pitcher, solid defense, and then just serviceable offense can go and win championships in baseball.
So you say that, but serviceable offenses can get shut down. And
so then the Dodgers just have it all.
Well, the Dodgers do have it all.
They do.
Unfortunately for everybody else. But I wonder, like, what if the Dodgers had run into the Dodgers last year?
Ooh,
and so
I love that thought.
Right? And so, like, would Yamamoto and Snell and Glasnow and Ohtani have shut down the Dodgers lineup? Or and because we even saw in the World Series, there were some high scoring games. Like the Blue Jays offense was better at that point in the season. I don't know if they were better all season than the Brewers. They were actually very similar. And they were very similar offenses during the regular season. The Blue Jays hit more home runs though, but they were very similar in terms of on base percentage, in terms of putting the ball into play, making you play 27 outs. We made a lot of references to how similar those two teams were last year. The Blue Jays figured out a way to get to and very easily could have won that World Series. I mean, Vlad Guerrero hits a ball to the warning track in Game 7 that if that ball's a home run, the series is over and Toronto wins. And their offense was more than serviceable. So I think we may have gotten to the point where every unit needs to be above average at this point, but for better or for worse.
Sure. Like, if you want to win a championship, we're not like the Seahawks. Like they had a good offense. Like they had an electric player, Sam Darnold. They had a great run game, and then they had JSN. Yeah. And like they had the pieces to get the job done, and then they had stifling defense. So yes, like to win champion, like let's not just say like, oh, defensive, a defensive team wins a championship. You have to have the other side of the ball. Obviously, we're not naive to say that one side of the ball can just be horrible. But I love this concept. I'm thinking if MLB,
I'm about to flip. No, I'm like
Dodgers should just if they have to bring their salary cap down, why don't they just expand the team and they just have 2 Dodgers teams
play themselves
and they just play themselves. I want to see that.
Here I'm going to flip the script on you again. Though. Does defense win championships, or does getting hot at the right time, regardless of offense, defense, pitching, special teams? I mean, maybe not special teams, but all the units that of your team, does getting hot at the right time sometimes trump this? Because again, and I'll throw the Brewers as an example. Last year in the playoffs against the Dodgers, if Bryce Terang had been as hot, regardless of the Dodgers pitching, if he had been as hot in the playoffs as he was in August, I think the Brewers would have had it, because all of a sudden Game 1, Bryce Terang wins Game 1, and it's a totally different series. Does momentum and getting hot at the right time, can that trump even having the best unit on the field or whatever that might be?
Yeah, I mean, to a point, because like if you're hot at the right time, then you're playing good offense, you're playing good defense, like those things, like you're winning games, because it might statistically through the course of the season, you might not be ranked as the best.
Okay.
But in like, say, a 6-game stretch in the NFL, like we did in 2010, like we were the best team in the NFL through that stretch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we got hot and we won. But I'd argue in that, like, who do you think won that Super Bowl? Do you think that was an offensive like
Seattle's
juggernaut?
defense. Yeah.
No, in 2010.
Oh, in 2010. I'm sorry.
Who won our Super Bowl? I mean, we beat the Bears 10-7, right?
Right.
Like,
Right,
or
on your way
10-3. And then we like, I feel like our defense, was amazing.
Clay Matthews made the play
in the Super Bowl, yeah.
But Rodgers and
Rodgers,
Jennings and
like
Jordy,
the receivers, yeah,
right.
like they dominated.
So does everything need to be clicking at the right time? Like if Rodgers had been
It's complimentary,
right, if Rodgers had been half a step off in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, some of those throws.
If a couple of those throws hadn't been like if that Jordy throw or whatever hadn't been where they were, as good as the defense was, Pittsburgh wins that Super Bowl. But
and then I would have had to work a lot more.
That's true. But if Clay Matthews doesn't make that hit, Pittsburgh wins that Super Bowl. So you can make the argument kind of both ways, right?
Like again, we're the adage defense wins championships is a thing, but it's complementary play, right? Like you have to have a defense that is stifling and going to be disruptive, and then you have to have an offense that is going to be able to manufacture drives or runs or do their job at the high level whenever they're called upon, right? So I think in that does equate to getting hot at the right time. Whenever you play complementary offense and defense, and you start doing that at the right time, those are the dangerous teams. Those are the teams like that you watch and you're just like, man, this team's going to be tough to beat right now.
4-4 reminds me about the Howard Green, Nick Collins play as well. Nick Collins did also score a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
That was early on in the game.
It was, but it's still like that's a big play, and that shows offense that the defense had a huge impact.
Tremont Williams pick 6 in the division championship. BJ Raji pick 6 in the NFC championship, and then Nick Collins pick 6 in the Super Bowl. I mean, you can't argue that defense helped us.
No, you're right.
They dominated, and like that, I would say that was a defensive championship. Their play down the stretch was just just stifling, just electric.
Brandon Snide, as you look at championship caliber teams, are you picking a dominant offense or a dominant defense? Knowing the other side of the ball, basketball, baseball, football, soccer, whatever we're talking about, is still really good because you're playing for a championship. But dominant, are you picking offense or defense?
I'm picking the hottest team. Okay. I'm not picking. I know that's not part of the answer.
No, but that was it. We did flip the conversation.
I'm going with the hottest team.
Okay.
The Brewers are a great example of this. You guys remember 2018, game 163. Like they were hot.
Yes.
Going into the final couple of weeks of September, they go to Chicago. They win at Wrigley Field in game 163.
Yep.
They're a Chris Taylor miracle catch away from going to the World Series.
True.
And they were the hottest team. Were they the best team? Not necessarily. Maybe I have my years mixed up. Maybe that was the year after, but nonetheless, they were a hot team going into that season. So I'm going with the hottest team again for Mason, your 2010 Packers. Like I remember vividly that year because that was the final stretch of the time I was overseas, and there were a handful of games. You guys won a game against the New York Jets. I think it was 9-0 in New York. Like it was all because of Mason, of course.
Well, yes, of course.
Well, that was wasn't that a crazy wind game too?
Oh, it was crazy. It was blowing in from both sides. Like it was nuts. So
I was in Lake Tahoe and we were listening on NFL on Sirius XM in our rental car, and driving from Tahoe to I don't know where, but like I got to listen to almost the entire game, and it was like I was loving it, but all they could talk about is how crazy the wind was, and that Mason Crosby is the best kicker in the history of football for making those kicks.
So go ahead, Mason.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, that one was that was crazy. That was Darrelle Revis. That was when the Jets were actually good, right?
Yeah.
Rex Ryan led them to what?
Yep.
3 AFC championships in a row?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, they were good.
Well, and that year too, Mason, like speaking on the getting hot, like you guys were hot in that end of the year, but you needed some luck. So I think luck also plays into the factor as much as being hot and being, whether a better offense or a better defense. Do the Patriots, you guys, go to the Super Bowl this year if the quarterback, his name is escaping, Bo Nix is healthy for Denver? There's
Probably
some
not.
luck.
Probably not.
There's some luck
Yeah.
played. Chris Taylor's catch against the Brewers. There's some luck
Do the
involved
Patriots,
in that.
But not even Bo Nix. Do the Patriots go to the Super Bowl if it's not snowing in that game?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that was
That's
a
a good
weird
point.
game all the way around. The Patriots looked horrible, and they snuck out a win because Denver couldn't do anything, literally.
So I just looked it up, and there's 16 times the regular season best total defense has won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
Only 8 times has the NFL's best total offense won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
So,
that's and is there any recency bias there? Do you see any? Are you able to look by year or see any of that? Because I'm wondering, because I think that was true, and it's still
85 Bears,
yeah.
2000 Ravens,
Yep.
2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2013 Seahawks. Those are just a few
Okay.
that they listed. So
Yeah.
Does this also go for coaching too? Like if a coach is on a heater, right? Like we an offensive coach for the NFL. Let's just point that out because that's kind of the trend we're going in, or defensive, I guess, with Mike McDonald. Like he just called a terrific game in the Super Bowl for that team. Like, yeah, part of it is having the players, but also it's putting the players in a position to be successful. And good coaches can do that. What Mike did with the offense in 2010, what he really did for Aaron Rodgers too, is propel them to that next step. And obviously Kevin Green's little speech to Clay Matthews was huge in the moment. And obviously it's one of those things that's gone viral over the years. So I think coaching too can also, like Mason, and maybe I'm wrong and you can tell me because you would know, coaches can go in slumps. Coaches can get on hot streaks. And if that, I think also plays into it as well.
I totally agree. I mean, I hate it, but we talk about the 2014 NFC Championship some on this show just because it still haunts my dreams and a lot of Packers fans. But think about that. Like, and like I said before, though, it's not just coaches. It's not like players make mistakes and make decisions that are not that cost games and like are not good in the moments. Like a Hall of Fame player, Julius Peppers, told Morgan Burnett to go down with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter when he got an interception. There was nobody for 30 yards. Like he could have just ran to the sideline and gotten 30 more yards before anyone even touched him. Like that was crazy. He went down like it was a minute left and they had no timeouts and we were just going to kneel it out. Right. But then that happens. We have the ball. And I know Aaron still holds on to like how, and this is what's crazy too, is like as I learned, through my time in Green Bay and like talking to Aaron and like learning the offense, learning the defense, like I tried to pride myself on not just being a kicker and saying like, hey, I go and do my job. I don't care about anything else. Is like, I talked to Aaron, I talked to guys, like I wanted to know what we were trying to accomplish in the game. Yep. And like in that situation, I didn't realize too, though, Aaron couldn't change because we're like, why isn't Aaron just audible? Why is it like Coach McCarthy kept putting personnel groups that there were only maybe 3 plays that you could do. Like you're putting 2 tight ends and a fullback in.
There's only so much you can do, right?
What am I going to do here? And we ran the ball 3 times in a row after Morgan Burnett's interception. I think we maybe threw like a short check down pass. It's like,
it's crazy.
That is not going and trying to win the game. That is just trying to not lose the game and manage it. So those are those moments
that
we look at
about that game.
I know that was losing the game stunk, but like whenever I talk to Aaron, like he's like, that really made him, that stung him even worse than just like losing, because it was just like, we just didn't go to win. We stopped playing to win. Like, and that was just that is not how you go and win championships. I think fearless teams win championships.
Yes.
Teams that have a coach that's not afraid to lose, that they're just going to continue to put their players out. Like if we want to look at Packers last year in the playoffs, like you're up 21-3 at half. You don't come out and you're not guns blazing. You're not just doing all the things. You're trying to hold that lead. That's when stuff comes back and bites you. And like I just implore our teams, Wisconsin professional teams, like throw caution to the wind.
Go for the win.
Like, just go for it.
I love that.
Like no more fear in this place.
414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. No more fear. Go for the win. We're going to go to your text messages next. We've got all sorts of text messages from throughout the show. We're going to respond to some of your feedback and maybe make fun of you. No, we love everyone, right? We love everyone, Mason.
Most everyone.
Most everyone, yeah. All right. Not if you're wearing a Bears jersey or a Cubs hat.
That's right.
This is the Mason Crosby Show. This is the Mason Crosby Show. Mitch Nellis, Brandon Snide, and Mason Crosby are here. A reminder, whenever we talk about baseball on the Mason Crosby Show, baseball coverage on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. The Brewers and the All-Star break still ongoing. Brewers back in play Friday night. The Miami, Florida, South Beach, Boca, West Palm Marlins are in town. Did I hit them all, Mason, or did I miss somebody?
I think you found them all.
Yeah, I found them all. Okay, yeah. Because I mean, there's probably a couple other. Again,
Did you say Fort Lauderdale?
Oh, I did not say Fort Lauderdale.
No.
Okay, yep. I'm not. As you guys know, I'm more of a Panhandle guy, so I don't know the Miami area as well as I should. I never really did Miami.
Really?
Yeah, never really.
I like Jupiter, West Palm Beach. That's a nice area.
Yeah, I've been to West Palm for a friend's wedding, so I was there for like a long weekend once.
Molly loves South Beach, which is like,
that doesn't sound.
I don't feel like it's on brand for her, but she loves South Beach. Yeah.
Like, does she love hanging out on the beach, or does she love like the people watching, the shopping? Like,
well, she loves
the food.
I think she likes, good food, good restaurants. You know, just. I think when you're there, she doesn't feel like she needs to go anywhere, so she's just like on the beach at the hotel.
Oh yeah.
What's funny is like her and I have not actually done South Beach. She's gone with friends, so maybe it's just she likes going to South Beach. And
you've
friends.
gone with the football team.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. I know. I don't know. I've played golf on South Beach, which was a cool experience.
All right, I got a question for you, Mason.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where all the football stadiums in America are compared to like where the downtown area is. Obviously, some stadiums are like in the thick of everything, and some stadiums are like half an hour, 40 minutes away from the thick of everything. What are some of the best road trips in terms of guys are going to get into trouble on this one? Like guys are going to go out and be stupid. They're going to get curfew, like they're going to be in by curfew and stuff like that. But this is the easiest spot for people to get into stupid trouble.
Well, I think the ones you worry about is like whenever you go to LA or New York or places like that, just a lot of guys from California. Like if you, say someone has a home in that city, it's, I think some of the guys, like when we go play San Fran, like I think there was maybe a helicopter occasionally that went up to Napa and like went and had dinner up there. So
that sounds amazing.
Yeah. So, you kind of like worry that, there's distractions on those. Going to New York's a little worrisome because you'd stay right there across from Manhattan. And so,
like Jersey City.
Yeah,
right
there in Jersey City.
Yep.
You can see across, and like guys would go, and it's like you never know what those tunnels and all the stuff like. So it's you just worry that everyone's are you going to get back in time?
Yeah, exactly.
I get in trouble like when we go to play in Dallas. It's like I always have a lot of family and things like that.
Yeah,
I was almost late to a team meeting one time. Rob Hall. Rob Hall got me back on time. Him and a buddy of ours. They'd always choose at least one or two games, and they chose Dallas this one year. We go up to a family dinner north of town, and we're hanging out, and we gave plenty of time. I mean, we left.
Okay.
It was like a 25-minute drive, on paper. But we're in Dallas, and we left about an hour before the team meeting, and we get about halfway, and just traffic stops. There's construction. They're shutting down lanes, and we just are like, I start panicking, right?
Yeah.
we get on Surface Street. Yeah, we're literally, I think Rob Hall like squealed into the hotel, and I just jumped out. Thanks, guy, like ran in. I got there like 2 minutes before the meeting started. It was stressful, and I again not missing games and not being late to meetings. That was I'm like I try to keep things simple.
About some things you can be perfect, Mason.
Exactly. Those are things you can control, right? Like just be on time and don't miss things.
414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. We got a bunch of texts from throughout the show, a number of the different topics we got to on today's show. It's that time of year. It's like a little bit of a smorgasbord, kind of like there was a columnist in the Boston Globe when I was growing up, Bob Ryan, who like once a quarter would have a column titled "Emptying Out the Sports Drawer of the Mind." So
like it.
whatever in the sports world was on his mind, he would open it up. And
It's
that's
like a
kind of
buffet.
yeah, kind of like a buffet, exactly. Mike and Hubertus says Bryce Terang lets the pitch hit him. There's a great chance the Brewers win game 1 versus the Dodgers. Exactly, as we talked about.
Yeah.
Hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Hallie.
This is
Rumble.
Big Rumble's in the studio.
What's up?
Oh, hi, Big Rumble. What do you,
I think if my dad had let me go to the game, they would have won.
so I went to the game. I had a
Oh.
press pass. We did not go
Jeez.
with our tickets. And Hallie had only, I think she only saw wins the entire season.
Yeah.
Definitely in the
Man.
playoffs. And so there
It's
was
always
some,
good to have someone to blame.
Yeah,
Right.
so
and I
she
think we
blames
blame,
me.
we blame Mitch on this one.
All right, we'll see if she pops back on the show. But she had
You know
to,
what's so funny is Nolan is here with me at the studio
amazing.
in Green Bay. Yeah.
That's-
It's bring your kid to work day.
It really is. If you guys were cutting to Milwaukee at all, the 4 of us would go out for a nice steak dinner. Just saying.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Are you buying?
Sure. If you and Nolan come down to Milwaukee before Sunday, I'm buying.
Okay. All right.
All right. Woodson getting hurt and Jarrett Bush stepping up was huge in reference to the 2010 playoffs.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
I think so. And I mean, again, that's what we talked about. Teams getting hot,
That
like
was in
being
the Super Bowl,
balanced.
right?
In the Super Bowl. You lost Woodson, Jordy got banged up, and you just had to have guys step up. And that's again what we talk about with this Brewers team and like building rosters.
Yeah.
Like you have to have the backups back up. And if you don't have those and your top players go down and you can't sustain, then what does it all matter? Right.
Well, and it's easy to say next man up, but it doesn't always happen.
Doesn't always happen.
Like we talk about that all the time in sports, but there's a reason you're a second stringer or a third stringer.
And
doesn't always work.
honestly, in those locker rooms, if you're hanging on by your starters, or if you're like, okay, like we're okay if something happens to this guy, right? But you always know in the locker room, you're gonna preach out and like have the positive energy, but I think it's always known that like where the backup positions might fall off if something were to happen.
Absolutely. Let's see. For Crosby, it's cherry picking season in Sturgeon Bay. Highly recommend. We're going Friday. Delicious and beautiful. Oz in Wausau.
Oh, nice.
Have you ever gone cherry picking?
I think we have. Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever
I've never done cherry picking.
we loved popping up. We do apples, we do cherries.
Yep. I've always done
We'd
apples.
always go up to the farm there in Door County. I have so many pictures of the kids. Nolan loved like the cats at the farm. Like I think I have a picture with like 14 cats like on him. And
is he a cat lady?
He's
a little
not.
bit? No,
he's
okay.
not. But like when he was a little kid, for some reason,
Sure.
we'd go to the farm and it was just like I think it was because you could catch him and like hold him. It was like he was just a little boy chasing animals around.
Bob in Minneapolis has a hot take that I think you're going to take some issue with,
Oh,
but I don't
okay.
know if he's wrong or not.
Okay.
If the Packers kick out McCarthy and Capers after 2014, they had a chance at Reed and other better head coaches. To prove my point, flip Belichick and McCarthy. Rodgers wins at least 2 more. Brady wins 2 to 3 less. Bob in Minneapolis. There's no way to prove that, Bob.
Yeah, that's a hard one to prove.
Yeah. Easy to say, hard to prove.
I mean, you could flip it around and say
know.
without McCarthy, there might not be Rodgers.
Might not be
Like
right.
Rodgers wouldn't have developed as Rodgers, you're saying?
He's in the QB school. Yeah, he could. Because remember when he came out of Cal, his mechanics
Oh, yeah.
were
right.
weird and wonky. And
Yes.
McCarthy and my
He was
buddy
gonna
Coach
be, he was going to be
Jags,
Joey Harrington, right?
Yeah, they
He
flipped.
could have been.
They
Yeah.
completely changed his mechanics. He always had the
I like that.
arm, but Mike McCarthy, I don't think gets enough credit, Mason, for what he did for Aaron Rodgers. Everybody always says, well, because of Mike McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have more than one Super Bowl. But it's also, I feel like Big Mike doesn't get enough love and credit amongst Packer fans when it comes to what he did for Aaron early on in his career.
I think then he went to Dallas, and I think he helped Dak
Yeah.
Prescott
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
I mean, and like that offense, like it was. I totally
And now
agree
he's
with
going to
you
help
there.
Aaron Rodgers again.
Oh man,
He's going to
Full
recreate.
circle.
He's going to recreate Aaron Rodgers this year.
Just think about it though. Aaron was at off-season workouts. When was the last time Aaron was at an off-season workout?
I think he showed up in New York his first year. That didn't go well, but
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Him and Big Mike. It's it could be a dangerous combination, or it could just be a disaster. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what unfolds there in Pittsburgh.
414-677-1250 is that Nicolay Law Talking text line if you want to chime in any of the things we've been talking about today. Mason, I know you're off the next couple days, so I thought maybe we should do a little preview. Skycarp.com is where you can get tickets for the second annual. You don't have to you don't have to say inaugural anymore.
Second inaugural.
The second annual Border Brouhaha, which essentially is really like Mason Crosby versus Bonnie Blair is like yes. That's the Border Brouhaha element of this. It's in Beloit, so it's right across the border from South Beloit. I don't know anybody who goes to South Beloit. You stay away from South Beloit.
Well, it's weird, right? Like to get to the stadium, I went into Illinois and then came back into Wisconsin.
Did you make any stops in Illinois? You know, it's legal in Illinois.
I did not make any stops.
Just checking.
But yeah, we have some more Illinois, true Illinois players on this on the opposing team.
Good.
And Mitch Thunder Nellis. So
somehow I got put on Team Illinois, which is
and Snide. Are you on?
Snide's probably on my team too.
I think he said you
guys got Tommy
Illinois. Yeah, we got Tommy.
Yeah, which just doesn't make any sense. He's not even. He's like I don't know what.
Well,
he is.
I need that platinum glove in the outfield.
You do. I do wonder like Ha and and Speegs and all the guys from our little sister station, The Score in Chicago. Like why we couldn't get any of those guys. Like, make a phone call. Somebody.
I know.
Somebody make a call.
They're scared.
Sure, I'm sure they did. They just didn't want to deal with the Bears nonsense.
And then I look at the list and it's like, oh, Rockford personality, Jocko from Madison. Where are the Beloit personalities?
Right.
Like it's in Beloit. I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know.
It's second annual. We'll keep working on it.
Right. That's right.
We'll just keep nibbling at the edges. It's a tricky time of year to get people out in the middle of summer. My buddies, all the three fat guys, they were trying to make it work, but family trips and different things, they couldn't swing it. But we'll keep working on it.
Is that a pun, Mason?
They couldn't swing it.
What are your goals and expectations for the Border Brouhaha this year?
Goals and expectations. It was, and I know you said you're like, are we gonna play a more traditional game? Like, I don't know. I love the fun of it. I love the energy that we had last year. There was some good softball at times, but I think we just have a great time. Get out there, let the kids run around. Let everybody kind of have a good time. And then, I think the last few innings, it felt like we kind of dialed in and just tried to see if we play a little true softball.
You say that, but I felt like your kids kind of took over the last couple innings.
That's what they do, man. I know. I can't stop them. I can't contain them.
And then I got a cute little 9-year-old saying, "Can I run for you?" And I'm like, "Heck to the no." Get out of here. Absolutely not.
This is Thunder's World Series.
Right.
He's out there playing to win.
Softball. I'm not playing. Like, you go play your own game. I coach 30 games a year with little munchkins like you. You want me to coach you? I'll coach you. But you're not playing for me.
So whenever you play in your softball league, are you shortstop all the time? Like,
not anymore.
What's your position?
I was shortstop for about 30 years. And I'd say the past 2-3 years, I've moved more to like right center, left center.
Okay.
I still can play shortstop when they need me to, and I still play better than our shortstop plays. But I feel like it's time to let other guys, the younger guys, have that so they feel better about themselves. So you're
developing players. Yeah. You're just a player development guy.
And I think I need to go to the eye doctor, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Eyes are a little wonky these days.
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, you're playing in that infield.
Don't get old, people. That's all.
So you don't think I should pitch the whole time? You think I should play some other positions?
I would love to see you at short. Like, you're an athlete, Mason Crosby.
I played third base, and whenever I was
in softball,
playing baseball.
Right. You know who pitches in softball? Not the athletes.
Not the athletes.
Right.
But it's for entertainment value.
It is.
Right?
It is.
Like, we're talking. It's throwing the high bloopers, doing some different things. Like,
Yeah,
we gotta keep the people going.
All right, let's wrap things up with Mason's extra points coming up next.
Let's do it.
What's on Mason Crosby's mind today?
Now I'm thinking.
It's time for Extra Points, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis. On the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
All right. Yep, we are finishing up this Wednesday. I guess, am I heading into the weekend? Technically, it's already the weekend for me. Yeah. Well, I'll be in Minocqua tomorrow. So
Nice.
If anyone up in Minocqua is listening, look out for me. I'm sure I'll pop over to the meat market. I'll be cruising around through the channel, dancing on the boat with kids.
Can't miss the conversion van.
Oh yeah, you'll see us rolling around. It'll be hot and heavy up there. I can't wait to get up to the North Woods and just have a little fun, a little relaxation, get out on the water. And then, just gearing up for this Border Brouhaha. So if there are tickets available, come on out, have some fun. If anything, your donation, your money goes to Make-A-Wish.
Yes.
Think about Make-A-Wish and what they're doing. Can't wait to see you guys and appreciate it. Keep holding it down.
Yep, it's going to be a blast. We'll see you on Sunday. It'll be a nice, hopefully it won't be 174 degrees on the carpet like it was last year, but I think it will. I think we're okay.
I think we'll be all right. Yeah, it's cooling off.
All right, we'll have a good couple days. Enjoy up north, and we will see you. I'll be back tomorrow with B Snizzle, so we'll hold it down for you, Mace.
All right.
And again, we'll see you on Sunday at the Border Brouhaha. Go to skycarp.com. He's Brandon Snyder. I'm Mitch Nellis for the Mason Crosby. We are the Mason Crosby Show.
Yes, we are.